Welcome to Olympian Water Testing, giving you the best in water analysis. Today, we are taking a look to see if we can analyze a product and know if it's been certified as lead-free. Why is this important? Because if we have products that are lead-free, then that is going to reduce the chance of lead coming into our water. This could still come from an outside source, or it could still come from something else. But as we know, the main cause of lead coming into our water is sometimes our own house, our own plumbing. So if we understand what certified is lead-free, then we can move ahead and know that what's in our house is at least safe. So first, let's get into what this is and how do you know. So is lead-free certification required for products? As of March 2015, there's no mandatory federal requirement for lead-free products, testing, or third-party certification under the Safe Drinking Water Act, SDWA. However, consumers can increase their level of confidence by purchasing products that have been certified as meeting the lead-free requirement of the SDWA. If a product has not been certified, it may still meet the lead-free requirement. In this case, contacting the manufacturer would be the best way to confirm the lead content. So how do you know if a product has been certified as lead-free? In the United States, there are 8 American National Standards, ANSI, accredited to third-party certification bodies that provide product certification to the SDWA lead-free requirement for manufacturers of drinking water systems and plumbing products. You can see that right here. Each of these certification bodies has a registered trademark that they use to certify a multitude of products for various requirements. However, the trademark alone does not necessarily mean the product has been certified and that it is lead-free. So how do you know? First, you can see the certified mark that will typically be located on the front or back of the packaging or engraved on the product itself. And if it's required lead-free certification, identifier text will be included next to the mark. If required, the lead-free certification identifier text will be on the location near the certifier mark, as free text or text is enclosed in a box. So what do the lead-free certification marks look like? Well, certification mark requirements for each of these certification bodies are detailed on table on page 2 and can be found for each certification body individually on pages A1 and A8, which we can take a look at. You can also see an engraved certification shown on the left right here. See them right here, and these are examples of marks and identifier text found on product packaging, and they're shown below. So we have the certification mark here and the identifier text to the right of the mark. We also have the identifier text below this mark right here, NSF ANSI lead free, and the certification mark here with the identifier text above the mark. Then we have the certification mark here, identifier text below the mark as well. We can see a certification mark here. Identifier text is not required, and identifier text to the right of the mark, as well as certification mark right here for identifier text below the mark and below the mark right here. Also, it's worth noting that the Reduction Lead Drinking Water Act went into effect in January 4th, 2014, and it has reduced the lead content allowed in the water system and by plumbing products by changing the definition of lead-free in Section 1417 of the Safe Drinking Water Act from not more than 8% lead content to not more than a weighted average of 0.25% lead with respect to leaded surfaces of pipes, pipe fittings, plumbing fittings, and plumbing fittings. The SWA prohibits the use of these products in the installation or repair of any public water system or facility providing water for human consumption. If they do not meet the lead requirement, it also makes it unlawful to introduce them into commerce, and this includes stocked inventories, coated or uncoated brass or bronze products, and there are some exemptions to the prohibitions. For information on the exemptions, you can take a look at the EPA summary of the Reduction of Lead in Drinking Water Act and frequently asked questions. You can also see the seals right here for CSA for low lead content, for ICES, Intertech, NSF International, Truesdale, UL, WQA, and a lot of EPA resources you can take a look at on the current federal law and additional resources, as well as ANSI accredited third-party certification bodies as well. So make sure to take a look for these certifications right here and these different markings, as they can definitely help. And this will give you an idea if something's lead-free, low lead, what's going on with it, so you have a better understanding of what content of water you're getting in your home based on if it's lead-free or not. And how do you know that? Well, you have to refer to the American National Standards Institute and these certification markings. Now that you know what they look like, you can definitely help reduce the amount of heavy metals coming into your water supply. That being said, it's always a good idea, even if you do reduce it and you have good markings and everything's certified as lead-free, you can still get heavy metals or other problems coming into the water. That's why it's always a good idea to have your water periodically tested for heavy metals or other impurities.